Hi everyone, welcome in. This is Laura. Today's video is going to be one where you can claim the items. I will give everything a claim number and just put that down in the comment section. First person to put it in wins the item. And shipping is, for all the videos I've done this week, shipping is going to be a flat rate of $5 no matter how many items or how many videos you claim from. And the invoicing will be done on Saturday. Payment is due by the end of Monday. I will put the Jot form link and my email in the description and in the comment section. I will pin that in the comment section so it's up at the top for new customers. Or if you have a question for me, you can do that by email or put that also in the comments section. Okay, so today I'm going to be showing Gemstone spoon bracelets. These are almost every single one of them, unless you want to make a change, but they're all ready to go so I can ship super fast. If you want your invoice right away, please let me know that as well when you're claiming the item. When you claim the item, let me know you want your invoice right away. If I don't see that kind of a comment from you, I will assume that invoicing on Saturday is what you want. Okay. So spoon bracelets, these are all gemstone spoon bracelets. And the reason that they were made ahead of time was these were meant to go to the farmer's market. I did not make it to the farmer's market this year. So all of these bracelets, when I design for the farmer's market, I take stuff that sells really well in person. To me, that's elevated because when you're in person, you can see everything about it. I also made them in the most popular sizes, and I'm going to go over the instructions to get the correct size as well. This might be a little long video. Sorry. At least you can watch us at your convenience, you know. Also, when you're making your claims, you don't have to wait until you've watched the entire video to make a claim. If you see for sure, I'm throwing a fake number out there. Let's say you want number 44. Go ahead and put that comment that you know for sure you want number 44. And then continue watching the video. That way someone else doesn't get it possibly before you do. You can make multiple comments. I will see them in the order that they are made. The first comment I can tell by the timestamp who was first, second, third, etc. Okay. Gemstone spoon bracelets. So yeah, these didn't get to go to the farmer's market. It's looking positive that I will get a go for 2025. The barrier that kept me from going has been removed, and the owner of the market is coming to my house in January, and so I'm hoping that she'll still have me. She said she missed me, so we'll see. You never know when someone's going to retire, or you just never know when something is just over. So far it's looking good. But my main point is these are the best-selling sizes, best-selling stones. I made these, while I'm going to be facing the person, who's purchasing that. To me, that there's a distinguishing there. When I'm listing things on Etsy, I have to list things that sell well by the picture, and that when they get it, it looks better in person than in the picture, if that makes sense, because I want to under promise, over deliver when I'm selling online. Okay, so the first thing I would like for you to know is to get the proper size, you're going to use a cloth tape measure and get a snug wrist measurement, but not tight. And I'm doing this in an awkward position. Snug but not tight. So for me, that is 6 3/4 inches. It is snug, but it's not like tight. It's not gapping. Just your a true, accurate wrist measurement is going to help you get the best size. Okay, also in spoon bracelet world, it's impossible to measure a bracelet this way. So, and I know that this is just how I do it. I'm not saying anybody else that the way they measure the bracelets is wrong, right, or indifferent. This is just how I do it. I have 30 years experiencing fitting wrists accurately. So what I do is each of your bracelets that I'm going to show today is put on the cone. This is hitting at 6.5 inches. Okay, 6.5 inches. So the optimum wrist size to have wiggle room and be comfortable, you're going to go up to 6.25 inch. Subtract 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't sound like much. It doesn't sound like much, but it will give you adequate wiggle room. The bracelet is oval. Too close to the camera. Is oval. And so when this is on the wrist, now remember my wrist is going to be a little too big, so this is an exact, you have no wiggle room. Okay. Your bracelet will stay facing forward. It won't turn the wrong way, but you will have wiggle room. And eventually when I get to my size, I will show you how a bracelet that is 1/4 of an inch larger than my wrist, how that looks and feels. Okay, so also I'm using a very strong magnet clasp. The rings used to connect and also the wire is stainless steel, and everything is wire wrapped on. These are not going to fall apart. Used split rings, wire wrapped. Everything is wire. These are not going to fall apart. Having a hard time focusing. Okay. And all the prices will also be the same. Every bracelet is $24. They will all come with this safety catch, which when you engage the safety catch, let's say your magnet does one of these, the safety catch will keep the bracelet on your wrist. I do call it magnet insurance. Now, if you would rather have a lobster claw instead of the magnet, and instead of this, you would have a lobster claw, I have stainless steel lobster claws that are very durable. So be sure if you're making a claim, I'm going to assume you want a magnet unless you tell me lobster claw. And I have plenty of the lobster claws. It's taking me 8 minutes to just to kind of explain a lot. Okay, so this is going to be the first bracelet today. It is claim number 13. The pattern is Starlight Rose from 1950. Just to focus. The center on this one is a cultured pearl. Cultured pearl. Okay, so on the cone, as we just saw, it was 6.5 inches. So if your wrist is 6.25 inches, maybe a smidge smaller, not too much, unless you really want extra wiggle room. I'm leaving all that up to you all. I'm going to give you my parameters, and then if you know that you like it larger, that's up to you. But this bracelet is claim number 13, $24. And again, this is a cultured pearl, not a faux pearl. It is cultured, wire wrapped on. And I'll put this one on my wrist. It's beautiful. The spoons are beautiful. It has its original shine and just a touch of pearl. It's classic. You could wear this so many different things. Now, okay, here we go. Next up is 1938 Lido. Beautiful floral Art Deco pattern. Has the ridges all the way around. And you can see how durable the wire is I used. Now this is a bead, so the wire goes all the way through. I've been asked that so many times. And you can see that it's wire wrapped on, okay? These are not going to fall apart. And if you're new to me, you probably don't know my past, my history on how I got started making my own jewelry was because the jewelry I would purchase would break. So I avoid things that break. All right, so let's get to the size. 6.75 inch on the cone. 6.75 inch on the cone. So this is going to fit a 6.5 inch wrist. And my wrist is a little bigger than that, so it just fits. I do not recommend doing just fits because if you bend your wrist, it's a little uncomfortable, but you can see it fits, just fits. So this would be for someone whose wrist measures 6.5 inches. This is a very common size. Claim number 14, and again, $24 for a gemstone spoon bracelet. Okay, I think I can go a little faster now. Hopefully I've answered all the pertinent questions you may have. If you still have a question, please drop it down into the comments. Next pattern is 1946 Queen Bess with violets. This is the pattern that you could save coupons for from Betty Crocker, and you would get this pattern. It's a beautiful diagonal spray of violet flowers on each side. The stone on this is dyed howlite, and the color it is dyed is green turquoise, which happens to be one of my favorite colors, one of my favorite stones, and it was very popular at the market. Now, dyed howlite may not be for everyone, but that's what this is. 6.75 inches on the cone. So if your wrist is 6.5 inches, maybe a smidge smaller, this would fit. And I am going to be presenting these from the smallest size, and I will end on the largest size. I thought it would be best to do them in order. So $24, claim number 15. Claim number 15. And if this helps you speed past this size, number 19 is the last one in this size. 19 is the last one in this size. Okay, next up is the 1946 Queen Bess, again with the violets. The gemstone is banded agate, and sometimes these will spin. You can spin your gemstone around to decide which side you would like facing forward. Once I get this wire wrapped on, I do kind of bend these down a little bit. Just makes the shape nice and oval. Okay, so this will fit a wrist that measures 6.5 inches. It is claim number 16. It is $24. I'll slip this one on real quick before moving to the next size. And that's a just fit. This still, we haven't gotten to my accurate size yet, but that stone is amazing. So there's that. And if you're thinking gifts, get those snug wrist measurements from your people. Next up, we have another Queen Bess with violet flowers, but I've added an amethyst gemstone. Now this one has like a little, you aren't going to be able to see it, but you can kind of feel right here. It isn't shaped perfectly. I kind of just face that on the inside. Get you a look at that stone, your amethyst. Okay, and again, for a wrist that measures 6.5 inches, on the cone it was 6 3/4. Claim number 17. Let's see if I can get that stone to focus again. Claim number 17. Silverware is beautiful. $24. Okay, next up is Evening Star from 1950. Beautiful. I just gave You can tell by my fingers I've been polishing with the polishing cloth today. You leave behind the patina, but just shine them up a little bit. I'm having a hard time focusing today. Okay, so this is a red, they call it a red banded agate, but it's kind of a burnt, it's not a true red. From what I'm seeing, it looks accurate on the color looks accurate, but you've got this banded agate. It is agate, so it's kind of transparent. Same size, 6.5 inch wrist, or it's 6.75 inches on the cone. It's your 6.75 inch on the cone. And that's claim number 18 for the banded agate. Okay, next one. Next one, I'm giving you a choice on stones. Okay, so the pattern is the Queen Bess with the violet flowers. And this is a dyed howlite. This has some of the brown. I think when they dyed it, they must, I'm not really sure if the brown is part of the howlite and they only use the green turquoise color and this stayed brown. I really don't know. But I'm going to give you an option. I can swap out this stone. Now this is for a 6.5 inch wrist. Okay, now if you would prefer, and this is claim number 19, if you would prefer this stone is called, African turquoise, but it is a jasper. The color is similar to a green turquoise with black and brown matrix. Hopefully that is coming through. So that is your African turquoise choice. Or I also have tiger's eye. If you would rather not have the dyed howlite. So if you claim number 19 and you don't say anything else, I'm going to assume you want the dyed howlite. If you would like me to change the stone, please enter either African turquoise or tiger's eye, and I will change that out. Okay, so again, that's claim number 19. I am now going to move up to the next largest size. Thanks for being here. By the way, appreciate that so much. I'm kind of liking this format and getting used to a whole new schedule. I schedule my day, but it's working out. Okay, here we go. Here's a next larger size. This spoon pattern is named Rosalie from 1938. There are 6 roses on each side. To get this to focus eventually. There we go. 6 roses. So one bracelet would be a dozen roses. It has its original shine. Okay, and this is the African turquoise, which is the proper name of the stone. But remember, it's actually a jasper. This is not turquoise. This is 6.75 inches on the cone. 6.75 inches. No, I said that wrong, y'all. This is 7 inches on the cone. So it's going to fit a wrist that's 6 3/4 of an inch, which happens to be my size. And I want to show you that I do have wiggle room. Okay, it is comfortable to wear. It stays facing forward. It doesn't turn the wrong way. So that's what it looks like if you go down 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so claim number 20 will fit a 6 3/4 inch wrist, $24, and that's number 20. Okay, now the next one is up a different size. The next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The next 4 plus a custom option, so really 5, are going to all be this size, where they will fit a 7-inch wrist. According to Google, 7-inch is the most average wrist size for women. And here it is, 7.25 inch on the cone, and it's going to fit a 7-inch wrist. And this is going to be a little bigger on me. Okay, so if you really like extra room, it still won't go the wrong way, but it moves more on the wrist. Or maybe you're a stacker, you like to stack your bracelets. But that's really up to you. All I can do is tell you on the cone it is 7.25 inches, and it will for sure fit a 7-inch wrist. Here you have this beautiful evening star. Really need to get this in focus. Better. There we go. And this is a banded agate. The color is black, and there's white bands. Sometimes you see a little bit of a brown in there, and you can see it's wavy. It's oval, but do you see how it's wavy? It's very pretty. Very pretty stone. Will go with a lot. And it's nice with the patina. You have this onyx color with the patina. Okay, so that's claim number 21, and it is $24. All of them will arrive with the safety catch attached, unless you choose the stainless steel lobster claw. Again, if you're making your claims, remember, if you want the lobster claw, to add that information. Okay, 1938 Rosalie. This is the one where you have a dozen roses. One bracelet. I need to block that light out somehow. I'll get this down. I'll get it figured out. There we go. Because this silverware is very beautiful. It has its original shine. It is beautiful. Now, inside circumference, which is what it is on the cone, is 7.25 inches. This is the African turquoise, which is actually a jasper. It has a green, more green than blue, with black and brown matrix. Heavy on the black though. Get that to focus in real good so you can see the stone. Claim number 22, it is $24. I'll slip this on my wrist. Claim number 22, $24 for a gemstone spoon bracelet. Okay. Next up is another evening star. I also selected the patterns that bend great I do a different kind of bend when it comes to gemstones. I need to be able to curve this end differently than I do the other ones. Okay, because it hits a different place on your wrist. Okay, so again, this is 7.25 inches on the cone. Will fit a 7-inch wrist. This is obviously rectangular shaped. It is a banded agate. The color is black. The bands are white. And you can turn it over if you wanted to. I have noticed people really gravitate towards the rectangular shapes. I don't have a lot of rectangular shapes left at the moment, but in-person sales, people would see this shape and they would gravitate towards that, pick it up, and very oftentimes purchase it. So claim number 23, this is $24. I'll put this one on my wrist as well. It's a different shape. There it is. I noticed that was a very popular stone, and I probably should get, once I talk to the lady at the market, we'll start purchasing and creating for 2025. It takes all the time to get ready to go to market every Sunday. I do start planning ahead of time. Okay, next up is something a little different. Same size, a little different though. I took some hollow knives, butter spreaders, and I flattened them. And this has been started. I started to bend. I haven't cut the size yet, but here's what a finished one looks like. So you've got this wide band, And I did add a African turquoise. Again, that's jasper. I'm going to let this focus in here so you can see how beautiful this stone is. The only reason I was able to get a strand of the African turquoise, which was about 2 years ago, was somebody was selling off all their stock. And so ordering more wasn't possible. It was just, I was in the right place at the right time. Okay, so this one is 7 inches on the cone. It's going to fit a 6 3/4 of an inch, which is my size. Claim number 24. And you can see I have nice wiggle room here. This is claim number 24, and it is $24. Okay, now my last one in this size actually is going to be, I had 2 of the butter spreaders left over, so I'm going to pull out some stones here. This is going to be, you can choose some of my stones that I have. Okay, so what this is claim number 25. The custom option is claim number 25. It is $24. You need to tell me, if you're claiming number 25, I need you to please tell me the snug wrist measurement. The snug wrist measurement. So I know how much wiggle room to build in. Up to 7.5 inches, because that's how long this handle is. If I can't fit a wrist larger than that, I will run out of handle. I will run out of room. So if you're more comfortable telling me how you want, I can get it pretty close. If you're more comfortable telling me how you want it finished, if you want to say, I want the finished size to be 7.5 inches, make sure you're distinguishing which measurement you're telling me, because if you just put a measurement, I'm going to assume that is your wrist measurement, and I will build in extra wiggle room. This is claim number 25, $24. The second piece of information I'm going to need from you is which stone you would like. This is zebra, black and white zebra, which I just got a ring in this stone. And I'm going to need to make something to match. But this is zebra jasper, or tiger's eye. This is kind of lots of the flash, and it's wavy. I should have told you that on the other option. It is wavy. This is a banded agate with black, shades of white, and it has some brown in there. Beautiful. I have an amethyst. And this, it's not perfectly smooth. I mean, you can feel like where they maybe didn't get it perfectly smooth, but it's beautiful. And this is just a straight black agate. Just a black agate. Agates are very durable for bracelets. And here's a nice dyed howlite. It's a little bit bigger, so if you want a tiny stone, this would not be your option, but this is the dyed howlite. Okay, so I thought I'd have one. Yep, it's going to take me a little while to make it. That won't be like a ready to go, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, now we're going to go up to the next size. We're going to go up to the next size. Okay, so we have another of the Rosalie with the half a dozen roses on each side. This will fit a wrist that measures 7.5 inches. It is 7.75 inches on the cone. Okay, it's actually fallen a smidgen below. 7.75 on the cone. So if your wrist measurement is 7.5 inches, and the stone is, it's a banded agate. There's subtle banding, and it is kind of wavy. Okay, you could turn it to the side where there's a little bit of banding, but it's very pretty. So that's claim number 26, $24. Now, the next one, oh, I forgot to you're going to get to see what silverware looks like before it gets wiped down with the Sunshine polishing cloth. I didn't get this one wiped down. Okay, so this is number 27. This is a ginormous chevron amethyst, 40 millimeters by 30 millimeters. I loved it, and people at the market absolutely loved the ginormous size. But I noticed when people can't try it on, they'd really shy away from that size. So I'm offering this, but you can see I haven't polished. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't want stuff polished, but I just get rid of that brown and I leave the intensity in the recessed areas. But yeah, I haven't done that yet, and I will. Okay. So what I can do, what I'm offering is to take this ginormous amethyst out of here, and here's your choices. We have another black agate, banded agate that's wavy, subtle banding. I have a red jasper with black banding. I have a smaller amethyst and a tiger's eye. So number 27, $24. I'm not expecting anyone to accept this ginormous amethyst. I'll find another application because I have like half a dozen of this ginormous amethyst. That's, when I find a supply this beautiful, I just have to buy it. So I'll find something else to do with it. But those are your choices. It will fit it'll fit a wrist that's 7.5 inches. It is 7.75 inches on the cone. $24, claim number 27. Okay, those are the ones that I call the large size. The medium would be the 7-inch. I made up this sizing chart, making medium be the average wrist size. Okay, now I do have more silverware patterns. If someone is needing a larger size, I didn't have a lot left in the large size to show. If you are someone who's wanting a gemstone spoon bracelet, but you need a larger size, please leave a comment and I will pull those out. I have at least 6 more I can do from different patterns, and I will be sure to present those probably in my next video. I have some new ideas to bring on the next Claim It Now video. Plus I got something, just some new things are coming on the next video. Now, my plan is to put that video out tomorrow, which would be Thursday. The only thing that just might delay that is if I get a huge influx of orders online. I do have to fill those. So the latest will be Friday. Again, everything for this week's videos will be invoiced on Saturday. Just reach out to me if you need to make arrangements, but I do expect payment by the end of Monday. And the sooner you pay, the sooner I can ship out. So that was a lot to say about bracelets. Because, you know, I want you to get the right size. If you're unsure of what size to select, this is exactly what I tell people on Etsy. Please read the description for sizing instructions, which you guys have basically listened to the instructions. If you have questions or want help getting the correct size, please comment with the snug wrist measurement. And I'm offering you that same service. If you inform me either in a comment or an email what the snug wrist measurement is, I will guide you to the correct size. I've gotten many positive feedbacks from people who appreciated the help or how detailed the instructions are. I want you to get the right size, and especially if it's a gift, You might need to ask them what their snug wrist measurement is. Another little geeky detail that I have learned over 30 years is that wrist measurement is independent of other measurements on the body. So just because someone maybe is a 2X clothing size, their wrist measurement could actually be falling in the small or medium size. So if you don't heed my warning and you get a gift for somebody and don't get the snug wrist measurement, there is a chance that it won't be the right size. And that's hard for me to say, but it's very, very true. I could tell you a very funny story. It actually happened on YouTube. Someone commented on a very early video. Let's see if I can make it short. And if you don't want to hear this part, thank you for making it this long. But did a video it has to be 2 years ago, telling people how to get the right wrist measurement. And a man commented that his wife was mocking him because his wrist was smaller than hers. And I said, well, I told him, wrist measurement has absolutely nothing to do with other body measurements. And he's like, thank you. Thank you for telling me that, because she's mocking me. So anyway, I saved his masculine confidence by letting him know wrist measurement has nothing to do with any other measurement. So anyway, thank you all. I really miss you. I love you. And this has been really fun for me, making these videos and getting the claims. I really appreciate every single one of them. If you have questions, reach out, and I do plan to do another video in the next 1 or 2 days. Bye for now.